Hello folks, and welcome back to the channel. Together with these great partners, we are able to bring you quality information to help you reach your whitetail habitat goals quicker but more proficiently. Northwoods Whitetails, Plot Doctor, Harper Growing Solutions, Scent Thief, Real Wood Productions, First Form Outdoors, Ace Hardware of Harrodsburg, Kentucky. Morning folks, welcome to Central Kentucky. October 1st. Sadly, it's not the ritual that it used to be when you move away from a state that opens October 1st into a state that is a September opener. So it's kind of the new ritual down here is September 1st weekend of September. I think we opened up the 3rd this year. But I know what you guys are feeling, that it's finally here, right? October 1st is finally here, and you're able to finally get out in the woods and enjoy all them that pre-game prep and get the season kicked off. That's exactly the topic this morning that we're going to touch on, guys. Is your season off to the right start? Sadly, it didn't take much this morning of looking on social media, of course, to see that a lot of that answer is no. I don't think it's got near October 1st, maybe quite isn't the gospel as November 15th, you know, back from where I'm at in Michigan. And I'm not laughing at you at all, guys. I'm laughing with you, because here's the raw, God's honest truth. I've been there. I've been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, as I say, right? It wasn't until I took the emphasis off those 2 days, as far as why I just had to be there and in the stand, and really made sure that I was there for the right reasons. Now, November 15th, we're not having the morning versus PM conversation that we're going to have this morning. November 15th up north is could be tail end of the rut. The rut still could be cracking in a lot of areas up there, you know, in Michigan included, Wisconsin if you're tuning in from up there, the Midwest in general, right? Northeast is about the same way. But the question is, guys, is why did you hunt this morning? You know, did you have the right information, and should you have taken that step into a morning hunt? You know, the answer to that a lot of the times is I'm going hunting because it's October 1st or November 1st, right? But let's talk about October 1st, since that's today. I find a lot of it is I'm just going to the woods to hunt, whether I have that right information or that you know, that detailed script written out, right, that I should be there, should I not, without doing any research, right? So what I mean by that is, just because it's October 1st doesn't mean you need to be in the stand, and it surely doesn't mean that you need to be in the stand on top of a food source. So if you follow the channel at all, guys, it's not a question that do I support hunting over a food plot or do I not. I voice that opinion pretty loudly, right? There is a time and a place for it. The time and the place for that is not October 1st on a morning hunt, period. You might be shaking your head when I say that, but the majority rules on that, right? You have to look at that situation. Unless you're able to get into a shot plot that's very, very screened, and your access is not 90% bulletproof, your access is 110% bulletproof. The answer to that question is is a big no right off the bat. And sadly, like I said this morning, guys, you open social media, and bam, there's everybody's at. There's either a cornfield in the background, an alfalfa field, a food plot. You're on top of that food source. And what you have done, as you just have alerted, everybody in the neighborhood has alerted that it's October 1st and it's game on. So like I said, guys, I'm not pointing fingers. I'm not laughing at anybody. I'm laughing with you, because it's such a tradition, and we wait all year to get that, and I completely understand it, right? But on the back side of that, my degree is from the School of Hard Knocks, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat that. And that's exactly how I learned not to do that, is from doing it wrong for so many years. If you are one of those people, if you are watching this and you say, no, I got a neighbor that killed a buck this morning, and I got this guy that killed a buck, and this hunter that killed a buck, and my neighbor's wife shot a buck. I seen one of those on there, and congratulations to those hunters, because that's not the norm. You pulled something off that a lot of folks don't have the opportunity to get first thing, right off the bat, first thing October 1st. So if that has happened, and that's a hunt that was successful for you, look at why that hunt for them was successful, or if it was you watching this, why that was successful, and try to do whatever you can to clone that, whether that was your approach, whether that was the stand location, whatever that was. Make sure that you look deep into that and try to grab a hold of what caused that, and look beyond luck, right? Look beyond, well, you got to be lucky as hunters. Well, luck as a hunter should be just a fraction of the puzzle. The proficiency and the education should be first and foremost, right? Luck is just a piece of the puzzle that hopefully ties in at the end. So like I said, when should you be hunting those AM sits? The further you are north, Indiana, Ohio, creeping up in a lot of places in the Northwest, creeping up into Michigan, Wisconsin, the better chance that you have for October 1st to possibly be an AM sit, right? Because cooler temperatures, and the deer are in a little bit different mindset than they are in some places of the country. It's not pre-rut yet, but they're starting that. The velvet's gone. They've already done the switch. They're already in their little pockets. They've moved on. They're starting to do their fall routine, and you get a cold front, and now you can play, should I be hunting in the morning or should I not? Sadly is, where I'm from in Michigan, I looked at what it was up there weather-wise, and I've got a client of mine, a good friend of mine up there in Wisconsin, across the pond from you guys, and it's 85 degrees today. Not an AM situation. And the reason for that is, guys, a lot of that is everybody else is doing it, right? So I always tell everybody there's a couple huge things that if you want to take your success to 50% better than what it was last year, there's a couple things that'll get you there quick. One is not hunting your food sources. Two, not hunting in the morning, AM early season. And the other one is not shooting your does early, right? So those three strategies can just take you to that next step, where a lot of people don't ever get to experience that 50% better opportunity rate, because those three things never happen, right? And if you think about this as a whole, your whole community is doing those things that we talked about, right? So I'm not saying that you should not be hunting this morning, and if you're hunting, you did it wrong, or absolutely not. But should you not way outweigh should you have been there this morning, right? So this evening and the evening hunts moving on are very strategic, closest to food sources, not on the food source, closest to food source, but maybe in a shot plot. Right now, until this cold front hits coming in the end of the week, around a lot of parts of the country, key in on water. If you're not on the water source, hunt the movement coming from that bedding area and the PM hitting that water source before they go to food. And what that does, guys, are those strategies that I just spoke of really open up the door for you to get out of Dodge at dark. Should you hunt every day? That's another question. That's a broad question, right? I'm not sure. I don't know how your farm allows that. I don't know if it allows that. Most farms do not. Most farms do not allow, AM hunting over food sources, and they do not allow back-to-back-to-back hunts, PM or AM. So your strategy has to be very strategic, well planned out. Whether the farm has habitat improvements on it or not, those hunts should be well planned out well in advance, right? So going into the next 2 weeks, I want you to watch. I start getting phone calls. I want you to watch social media. I want you to watch the next 2 weeks of how things transpire across the entire Midwest, in the North, and the Northeast. I want you to take a deep breath, just step back this year, and I want you to survey, is because I can guarantee you around the 12th to the 13th of October, definitely by the 15th, all the deer will have moved to the oaks, and all the deer will have going nocturnal, and it must be too hot, and you will be experiencing the October lull. Well, it must be the October lull, right? That old saying, guys, if you point the finger one way, I'll set my coffee down here. If you point the finger one way, there's 3 other fingers pointing back at you, right? If you're pointing that finger at somebody else, there's always 3 fingers pointing back at you. And that's got so much power with the October lull. So I'm telling you right now, guys, and it sounds ridiculous to a lot of people, and I'm telling you right now, wow, we started the 2nd or the 3rd here in September. It's October 1st. I haven't experienced an October lull. I've got bucks daylighting every day. Every one of my cameras, I think I'm 20 some days into 10 stands, 11 stands on the farm. Every one of them having a buck on it every day, whether that's AM, PM, or both. Multiple bucks on the farm, multiple deer daylighting, and I'm on set 4. Hunt 4. Have hunted 4 of those times. I could have filled my tag 3 times. The deer do not know that I'm even in the world right now. Sadly, that doesn't happen across the country, and I'm not saying that as a bragging point. I'm saying that as a educational piece to really look into that for your strategies over the next several weeks, is because if you can say October 15th that you're not experiencing the October lull, how sweet would that be? Is because everybody else is going to be experiencing the October lull that is created by these magical deer movements that just go nocturnal, and they must be going to the oaks. Well, guess what, guys? They're already in the oaks. They're already eating the oaks every day. These deer in down here, the oaks have been on the ground for a couple of weeks now here in Kentucky. They've been all over the ground, all over the Midwest. The deer are already in the oaks, and oaks are part of part of their puzzle, just like the cornfields and the food plots are every day. The reason that they're in there and they're not on your food sources because your food sources have been overpressured, and now your oak flats are your destination food sources. It's the way I set up farms, guys, and the way I try to educate is that mass crop food it's a very roughage. You know, they don't want a strict diet of that. At some point, they are going to use your food plots, right? They are going to use those food plots, but if they're overpressured, they're going to use them at dark. So I highly encourage folks this time of the year to really question that, and question it on day 1, and be very crucial of yourself. Should I have hunted this morning or should I have not? Can I tell myself that I got in and got out unpressured? And was I sitting on a food source, a bait pile, a cornfield, a food plot, or was I in the timber? If you were inside the timber, guys, on October 1st, there's a 50% better chance that you had a better reason to be there, right? But if you're on the food sources, October 1st, sitting on top of them, I can guarantee you that if the two of us had a sit down about that situation, the answer to that would probably be no, I shouldn't have been there. So like I said, it's easily fixed, but it's something that I would do quick rather than be part of the October lull 2 weeks from now. Thanks, guys.